students, today we will be doing with the applications of calculus in physics, and let me tell you very frankly that calculus forms the backbone of physics. So you need to be very well versed with calculus, because if you understand calculus then you will find things very easy. Now, as because we are doing application of calculus, so in that case we will do only those parts which we require for physics, right? So broadly categorizing calculus is divided into two parts. It is divided into two parts. If you get to see, calculus has got two parts. It is divided into differentiation and then integration. Today we will be doing with the differentiation. We will be focusing on differentiation, and we are going to see how we can apply differentiation in different part of the part or the place where we are using physics. Okay, now in order to do it, what exactly is very important, we need to understand two things. The things that we always do it, constant and variable. So I give lots of importance to constant and variable because that is very important that we need to understand. Now when we talk of the variables, suppose if I write an equation on the board, if I write y is equals to 3x square plus 2, or if I write any other equation, y is equals to 2x square cube or x square plus 4, whatever it is. So it means what? Y is a function of x. Y is a function of x. It means what? If we change the value of x, obviously the value of y will change. This is very simple. You have done in mathematics. Okay. So what is important, where we are getting up the physics? When we do with the differentiation part, we look about the change of one with respect to the other. Now in this case, let us assume we are going for a very small change. Small change, that is delta x. How we will write delta x? Let us see. So I hope you have understood how we can infer that y is a function of x. So in this case, let us write, we are doing with differentiation today. We are doing with differentiation. And if I write delta y by delta x. Now in this case, the numerator is what we call, this is called as the dependent variables, right? The numerator is called the dependent variable and the denominator is called the independent variable. I'll write delta y. Delta y means the change in the value of y. Maybe any values, y2 minus y1. Same way, if I am writing delta x, then delta x means what? It is the change in the value of x, right? Now suppose if I consider the case that the change is very small, the denominator, let us assume the value of delta x is tending very small, so that it is tending towards 0. So the limit I am taking up, I am taking the limit of delta x tending towards 0, means the value is extremely small. So in that case, we can write this equation as limit delta x tends towards 0. I'll write same things, delta y by delta x, and this can be written as dy by dx. Okay, that is if the value of delta x is extremely small, so that it changes, it tends towards 0. It's so small that it is tending towards 0. So what we will write, delta y by delta x is equals to dy by dx. This is how we represent. Now dy by dx in the terms of physics represent this change in y with respect to x. Now there are times when, don't strike off dt, it is an operator. Okay, you cannot write d cancel, okay, and you are getting y by x. Don't make that mistakes, okay. So be very careful about it. So how we will use this calculus, and actually this is representing, if you are plotting a graph between y and x, then dy by dx represents what? It represents the slope of the graph. It also represents the slope of xy graph. That is, suppose you have got this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and you get a curve or whatever it is, you get a straight line. So it is representing the slope. That is what we represent, is called what we call the tan theta. Values again should be very small. Okay. So this is representing the slope of the graph. It represents the slope of the graph. Okay. So this is what exactly is meant by this. Now let us see some of the values and how we can differentiate a very well formula, and then we will do more on it. Now in this case, Suppose if I write a very well known formula, if y is equals to x to the power n. N can be any values, means y is changing, x will also change. And then if I differentiate y with respect to x, that is dy by dx, if I write change of y with respect to x is equals to the formula, this is n x to the power n minus 1. So this is the formula. Then this is dx by dx gets cancelled 1. So nx n minus 1. So this is the formula. So suppose if I write, for example, y is equals to x cube, then dy by dx, n is equals to 3. N is equals to 3. So here see the formula n. So I will write here n. N is 3. X. I'll write x. N minus 1. So n is 3. So 3 minus 1. So this comes at 3x square. And suppose if we have got the differentiation of constant term. Suppose if there is a constant term. You differentiate with anything, you get 0. So differentiation of constant term is equals to 0. Now there are many mathematical formulas like log e x. If you differentiate this, you get 1 by x. That is, suppose if you have to differentiate, let us take for example, to differentiate log e x ddx of this is 1 by x, right? If you have to differentiate ddx of sin x, this becomes cos x. So there are formulas. These are all the formulas. This is one of the formula that you need to know. This is another formula. This is another formula. So there are lots of formulas. But what we require in physics, we will focus on that. Why we will study so many things? Why calculus in physics? So when you do with one motion, when we will be doing with the chapter in one dimension, we are going to use calculus. Let us consider if I represent x as the displacement and t as the time. Okay, so here I represent x as the displacement and t as the time. Then dx by dt, that the rate of change of displacement with time is what? Yes, correct. It is velocity, you know it. The rate of change of displacement is velocity. That is, the change of displacement with time is velocity. Now suppose again I have got this v, I will write it as v. If I write dv by dt, then dv by dt is what? Acceleration. Fine. So this is very important for us to understand. Suppose if I get an equation, and this equation, the displacement is a function of time. I'll do this. So before doing it up, two things you have to remember. Suppose if I change the value of x with respect to t, that is x is displacement, this is time, we get velocity. And if I differentiate velocity with respect to time, what we get is acceleration, right? Now let us assume we have got an equation here. I'll write the equation here. Let us assume we have got an equation 3t square. Alright, this is x. X is equals to 3t cube plus t square plus 4. So let us assume x is a function of time. X is a function of time and it is represented by this equation. And from this equation, we have to find out the velocity and we have to find out the acceleration. Very simple. Velocity is dx by dt. So let us differentiate this equation. I'll just wrap this part. We are doing the dv. We are finding out velocity. Velocity is what? Dx by dt. And dx by dt, again we are using the same formula. What was the formula? If y is equals to x to the power n, then dy by dx is equals to nx to the power n minus 1. We will use that formula. So here 3 is constant, we'll write as it is 3. We will not do anything. So t cube, so t, instead of t we have got x as t and cube, n is 3. So this is nx n minus 1. So t will come, 3 will come here, 3. T to the power n minus 1, 3 minus 1, plus the second equation we are differentiating now. This 2 will come here, 2 to the power 2 minus 1, and then differentiation of constant term is 0. 4 is not having any variable with it, so it simply means it's a constant term. So let's write what we have got. V is equals to 339 t square plus 2t. So we have got this equation, right? Now next we need to find out what? We need to find out acceleration. So find out acceleration. A is what? dv by dt. This is acceleration. This was velocity. Okay, so we are going to differentiate ddt of 9t square plus ddt of 2t. So let us differentiate. N is constant right here. So t square, so it is 2t to the power 2 minus 1, 2t plus 2, and dt by dt is 1, so you get this. So it is 18t plus 2. So we got acceleration as 18t by 2. Now this acceleration has got one variable with it, so it is non-uniform. Suppose if we would have got the variable acceleration without any variable, we would have called this as uniform acceleration. When we do with the next chapter, the motion in 1D, we'll be doing all such things there. So I hope you have understood with the differentiation. Thank you.